Hey guys, my name is Nogan and welcome to my C++ series. So in today's video, I want to focus on writing a nested structure in C++, which means a structure inside of another structure, and how we can use that eventually in our source code and try to organize much more components or elements together in a much more concise space. So if you guys didn't watch the previous video, link the card on top there. Video was like an intro into structure in C++. You can check it because we just build a basic program there using a structure to organize our methods, components together or attributes in one form of for object. In today's video, like I mentioned, we're focusing on writing multiple structures, see how we can use them and stuff. So let's say, for example, we have a structure like this. Structure. Let's say call it employee type. Let's say, for example, here before we can add any string variables, let's declare a file of dash include string. It's a string, first name, string middle name, string again, last name, string again, say MP ID employee ID, string again, address 1, string is 2, string CD. So what's happening is I just want to have like information about employees personal information, locations and stuff, just like a basic structure where we can have all his information, where is he from, names, basic things like that. Let's add now int, say when he was hired, the month, again, INV, day, int hire, year. Int again when he quit, month, quit, day, and also one more time, int quit, year. Awesome. Let's say, for example, with like a basic program like this, for example, a structure like this. As you can see now, we have a structure like this here, but something is off because of now the how we have a few things here. If you try to simplify this much more sufficiently, we have three variables of type string for name. Yeah, it's just name, but it's to be first name, middle name, last name. And also for address, also same thing also here. Address can be different. For example, this could be his um like residential address. This one, and also can be his postal address, as you can see here. And also city is they are all aligned under the concept of or like address, because everything that goes beyond is because now where the guy comes from, his information, where he's from, name of the city, and so on and so forth. So fundamental, these are also now part of the same um, group or same structure because it falls under the same number of components. It also same applies to here. So what is much more sufficient in terms of this? You can first try and put this in a structured form, which means it becomes much more simplified in a way, because you can still use this as a basic structure. It's going to be working fine, but it's going to be too much work. For example, if you have to say employee, say new employee, it's a new employee. It's going to be uh, employee is going to be me, and now he can access all those things in there. Wait, you're doing employee, new employee, So let's say, for example, new employee, let's say, want to get his first name. So his first name will be, this will be Ronnie, for example. So as you can see, all of those attributes eventually that have been displayed here in this object of new employee can be located like this. But now remember, it's going to be too much work for us. If you have to add more information here, the structure will be too long and it won't be really organized because it can be sometimes really exhausted because the structure of the data or component side of it is much more unclear. So what is the best thing to do here eventually? What you can do, like I mentioned, use a nested structure. So in here, since we're going to see again, struct, let's say name type. Now in here, just taking all the information about the name, which is three variables here. Let's cut them, paste them in here. And also, as you can see, we have a few information also about now address. So let's make another structure again here, structure. Let's give the name of address. Fine. So just take all the information about address here, cut, paste it also here. And also let's take again struct again. Let's name it date. Also this day. Let's take this, cut, paste it here. Awesome. As you can see now, our program looks a little bit cleaner and much more organized because the structure looks like it's on point. There's like a certain flow and also a base because you have a structure inside of a structure, which means this is the inner structure. This here, we have three of them here, and also you have the outer structure, which is this one. Now in here, let's look at it. Let's add a few variables again for employee. Let's say, for example, the employee also now has for example, is a position. Like what is the position at work? So let's say string again. Let's say, for example, the employee is EPM. His position, like what is he doing? Like what is his position? His job at work, employee position, and those are things you can add eventually. As you can see here, you can add multiple of the strings eventually in here, and you can put them again in their own separate structures. You can see like these ones here. It's just a way of organizing your data collectively. Now, how do we access now these structures in here? If we do that, let's try and give now this structure here access to these ones by giving these structures, the inner structures, a sort of object in the structure, in the for the outer structure, which means fundamentally here I'm going to say name type let me just say its name, yeah, and also address type is just address. Let me say again, date type just date. So basically these three now that are here, this is the name is the object now of this name type here eventually, as you can see. And also same applies to address type, has an object of called address, and date also. So this becomes much simplified because you can use this one to access now the data in this structures here, and also the outer structure can use this as a baseline now to say, for example, we'll see in a moment, if I give now this structure a object can use this guy as a mechanism to achieve the objective of getting the structures that are in here fundamentally. Let's see how it works. So in here I'm going to say now employee type eventually. Employee type. Now employee type, let's say new employee. New employee. Mistake here. New employee. Now new employee can be saying new employee. Now new employee can access now, go to names. When you access names again now, you can use the dot operator again to get all the first name, last name in there because dot operator gives you access, which means remember the name convention here. This guy, as you can see, have it here. This guy, eventually, he is almost like a blueprint for us to access all the components or attributes that have been now defined in the structure of name that is declared on top here. That's why when you come here and you use another dot operator, you can access all those attributes in there, the components. So first name eventually, let's say it's gonna be Ronnie. His name, and let's say a new employee again. Name again. Middle name. Let's say Edwin. New employee again. Name again. Now last name. Let's say it's gonna be Williams. Awesome. As you can see, the data now of this employee is much more concise because you have everything we need here. We can also say again new employee is the same object to say, okay, you see for example now when I look at the address. The address will be address again like his first address. This will be his like his home address. Say the home say home street 14 and so forth. Let's say 14, yeah. Second you do this again, but now let's say for date. Let's say when he was hired. For example, he was hired when he was hired, ne? Let's say the day when he was hired. The day he was hired. He was hired on the 15th. Or again. Day. The month it's eventually see the 9th month. Technically it's not 9th month, yes. New or again. Date again. Now the year, say 2025. Awesome. So basically we have information about the new employee, as you can see here. When you try to print out this information, it's a basic thing also. Just say CR again. Let's say employee personal information. CR again. Now say first name. Say the new employee because now access all those objects and stuff. New employee, maybe name of course, first name. So we just highlight this, and copy it a few more times, 6 more times. I'm going to change here, for example, here to middle name to the last name. Now here is going to be the address, which means this will be the address of the employee. Let's say home address. And now when he was hired. So when he was hired, you want to put it like, for example, put it also in the same statement when he was hired. For example, you can just display for us the day, the month, and also the year. Let's say, for example, here, let's say here, date hired. Let me just try and get these ones. And first, before I continue, let me just change a few things here because now here is just to be should be now from middle. Excuse me, middle. It's gonna be last here. Last. whenever you copy and paste in code, you have to change a few variables because you can make a mistake by not changing a few things, then your code didn't run properly. What we can do is let me just highlight this. We just paste it here properly because now it makes more sense. Let's paste it here. Awesome. Also need to apply to these. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna first take the day higher, copy that, paste it here. Just paste it. Also after this, I'm gonna just say but again here, I guess remove these ones. Remove these ones. And just copy this. And come here. Paste it. Again. Paste it. Awesome. But now let me just try and get these ones to be much more aligned. Let me get them much more aligned. Awesome. So guys, you can see now we have everything we need here. Control should be the compiler program, see what's happening. If you have any syntax errors. Awesome, succeeded. Now let's run this and see what's happening. So when you run this now, because we have everything we need here, we run this, we get now for our information to our employee. Awesome. As you can see now, employee personal information is going to be displayed here. First name is going to be Ronnie, middle name Edwin, last name Williams, home address Home Street 14, and date high the 15th of the 9th month 2025, as you can see there. So it eventually gives us a much more defined structure of how information can be organized in the form of like being displayed, as you can see here, this output statement, which is awesome. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, because as you can see, we're using structures now to try and combine components or data together in a much more defined form we can use here, because we have an inner structures, there's 3 of them, and also an outer structure here. So the inner structures now we have name type, address type, and also date type. So these ones are much more fundamental, because using these ones now as a form of like eventually using it inside of another structure of employee type, so you can use all those basic things easily. But to get it much more sufficiently, what you do, you try to define these ones with the object, as you can see here inside now the outer structure of name of employee type, as you can see here. So guys, if you have any questions, don't forget to comment down below. And also again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell notification, and receive the reports on my channel.